Artificial intelligence is the danger many researchers now rank at the very top of the list of dangers facing humanity.
Many experts warn AI is the number one danger to our future.
The Oxford researcher Toby Ord, who has carefully studied problems to our long-term future, estimates that an advanced AI acting out of step with human values is the single largest danger this century.
And there's actually a lot of things that you could say about human extinction. It's not all that likely.
Putting the odds at roughly 1 in 10. That figure is far higher than the risk he assigns to asteroids, supervolcanoes, and every natural hazard combined.
The humans did not want you to go and change.
His concern is not about machines turning villainous in a movie sense, but about building something far more capable than us before we have learned to keep it reliably aligned with our goals. It is worth stressing these are educated estimates, not certainties, and experts disagree widely. But the fact that so many leading scientists now place AI alongside other great global risks is itself a striking sign of the times. A nuclear winter is one of the best-studied global catastrophes science has modeled, and its danger lies in a slow chill rather than the initial blasts. The fires from a large exchange between major powers would loft enormous amounts of soot high into the upper atmosphere, where it would linger for years, blocking out a large share of the sunlight reaching the surface. The result would be a sudden, sharp global cooling, with temperatures plunging and growing seasons collapsing across the planet. The greatest harm would come not from the events themselves, but from the worldwide famine that followed, as crops failed on a massive scale. One major study estimated that billions of people could be affected. It is a powerful reminder that the gravest dangers are often the indirect ones, unfolding quietly over months and years rather than in a single moment. Engineered pandemics are among the human-made risks that scientists now take most seriously. Natural outbreaks, devastating as history shows they can be, have never truly threatened our species as a whole. The newer worry is different. As biotechnology advances at a remarkable pace, it becomes increasingly possible, in theory, for a dangerous pathogen to be deliberately altered or accidentally released from a laboratory. Toby Ord ranks this among the larger threats of the coming century, well above natural outbreaks, estimating the risk at roughly 1 in 30. The same tools that allow scientists to cure illness and develop life-saving treatments could, in the wrong hands or through a careless mistake, lead to something far worse. It is a sobering example of how the very progress that improves our lives can also create entirely new risks we must learn to manage. The Atlantic Ocean carries a vast system of currents that some scientists fear could one day shut down, with dramatic results. This circulation, which includes the warm Gulf Stream, moves heat around the globe and keeps Europe far milder than it would otherwise be. Researchers worry that as the planet warms and polar ice melts, this flow could slow sharply or even stop altogether. The leading scientific panels consider a full collapse this century unlikely, but several recent studies argue the risk is higher and could arrive sooner than once thought, with some models pointing to the middle of the century. Were it to happen, it would not warm the world, but cool large parts of it, plunging Europe into far harsher winters, shifting rainfall across the tropics, and disrupting farming. It is one of the most closely watched tipping points in all of climate science. A giant asteroid striking the Earth is the classic doomsday scenario, and for good reason, since one truly reshaped life here before. Around 66 million years ago, an asteroid roughly 10 kilometers wide struck near present-day Mexico and brought an end to the age of the dinosaurs, causing about 3/4 of all species to vanish. The good news is that this is the one global problem we have actually started to solve. In 2022, a NASA spacecraft called DART deliberately collided with a small asteroid and successfully nudged it onto a new path, proving for the first time that humanity can deflect such an object. The system also works as an early warning network. In early 2025, one asteroid briefly appeared to have a small chance of striking in 2032, but as astronomers gathered more data, the odds quickly fell to essentially zero, exactly as the science predicts. A supervolcano is a sleeping giant, capable of darkening the sky across the entire planet. It is a volcano able to produce an eruption thousands of times larger than an ordinary one, ejecting enough ash and gas to cool the whole world for years at a time. The most famous example sits quietly beneath Yellowstone National Park in the United States, which has produced a few enormous eruptions over the past 2 million years. A future one could blanket a continent in ash and trigger a global chill that would challenge agriculture worldwide. Before anyone worries too much, the reassuring part is the timescale. Scientists estimate the yearly chance of a Yellowstone supereruption at around 1 in 700,000, and current monitoring shows no sign whatsoever of anything stirring. It is a genuine long-term risk, but an extraordinarily rare one. The sun itself sets a firm deadline for life on Earth, long after every human-made worry has passed. Our star is slowly but steadily growing brighter, increasing its output by about 10% every billion years as it burns through its fuel. This gentle brightening has a dramatic consequence. In roughly 1 billion years, scientists expect the sun will have grown hot enough to push Earth out of the comfortable zone where liquid water can exist. The oceans will gradually heat, then evaporate away into space, and the planet will become a dry, scorched world, unable to support complex life. It is a strange thought that Earth has a built-in expiry date for living things, set not by any disaster of our own making, but simply by the natural aging of the star that has nourished life here for billions of years. The Earth's ultimate fate is sealed inside the sun itself, billions of years from now. After it exhausts the hydrogen fuel in its core, our star will swell into an enormous red giant. The most detailed modern study estimates this will reach its peak around 7.6 billion years from now, when the sun will balloon outward to more than 200 times its current size, swallowing the innermost planets one by one. For a while, it seemed Earth might just escape, as the aging sun loses mass and the planets drift outward. But the same research concluded that Earth will not be so lucky and will be dragged inward and engulfed by the giant sun, after Mercury and Venus meet the same end. By then, of course, life here will have long since vanished, a final chapter written billions of years in advance. The universe itself appears headed for a slow fade into cold and darkness, according to the theory most physicists favor. It is sometimes called the Big Freeze, or heat death. The idea is that the universe will keep expanding forever, growing ever colder and more spread out. Over almost unimaginable stretches of time, the stars will use up their fuel and wink out one by one. No new ones will form, and eventually even the remnants left behind will fade away. The numbers involved are staggering, with the last embers expected to vanish after a span of years written as a 1 followed by dozens of zeros. Intriguingly, recent measurements hint the mysterious dark energy driving this expansion may be changing, which could yet rewrite the ending. For now, though, the science points gently toward the dark.